Not So Average Travelers.
Hello, not so average travelers.
You okay?
No, never okay.
Try that one again, or are we just going for this?
We're just going for it.
Okay.
It's game over at this
Hi,
point.
Olivia. This is
I'm
Eric. We are jumping in today to kind of go over some of the top 10 things that you should do according to ChatGPT to
So-
have a smooth cruise voyage.
So these are just some of the top 10 lists that we found online, and where we agree and where we don't agree with these top 10. So let's jump in.
Yeah. Number one, which I completely agree with, is arrive early to the port, like always. And that's not just day of embarkation, that's get to the cruise port city. I just spit. I hope you all saw that. Get to the cruise port city on time, in advance if you can.
We try to go at least a day in advance, and the reason for that is really so you don't miss the boat.
Sadly, we have missed the boat. And that's only going to happen to you once before you're never again. Not that we wanted it to happen the first time. In fact, we were going 2 days in advance and we still missed the boat.
So know your weather.
Yeah.
Know your weather.
And if you have connecting flights, know that weather. Fun times. We're not still bitter about it at all.
Not even a little.
Not even a little. But it definitely changes the way that you decide to travel. So, and then also on embarkation day, when you do your online check-in beforehand, it gives you a time. And it says, arrive at the port at 12 o'clock or 1:30 or something to that extent. You want to be there during that time frame. If you arrive early, some cruise lines won't let you in. Then you're just standing outside with your luggage saying, I'm on the ship.
The nice thing is you could drop it off at the team that takes your luggage in.
Yeah, with the porters.
The porters. And you can not carry your larger luggage, but you are very much carrying around all of your other things.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's number 2. Pack a cruise carry-on.
Number 2.
This is my cruise carry-on. It's also my airline carry-on. But in here, you're going to have your passport, you're going to have your cruise documents, which you should always print off, even though they say you don't have to. At least make sure you have a PDF copy saved to your phone, because that's happened a few times too where I can't access them. My email for some reason decides, and it's always when we're cruising too, when it's I gotta pull it up and it's not there.
Yeah, you take advantage of screenshots for sure.
For sure, because you just at least need the QR code or the UPC to do that. But within my cruise carry-on, I've got my stuff, I've got some lotion, I have a little brush, a nail file, basically the same stuff that I would take on the
Maybe
airline.
some Band-Aids, a small first aid kit.
Small first aid kit. Your medications always have with you in your carry-on, because you don't know when you're going to be getting your bags on the ship. Sometimes it's around 4:30. Other times it's not until 9 o'clock at night. Never know. It just depends on what the ship's schedule is and how busy everyone else is during embarkation day. So be prepared for that. With that as well, it's always a good idea to have a bathing suit or a change of clothes, just in case.
A bib for the...
Especially if you're traveling with kids. That's what I was just going to say. Or a bib for Eric. I mean...
I'll be wearing food by at least 1 o'clock.
Minimum. If we get on the ship in time for lunch, absolutely. He's wearing food immediately. So definitely what's going in on your cruise carry-on. It can be a roller bag. Just know you are carrying that on the ship and you're carrying it with you for the rest of the day until you get into your stateroom.
That's normally around 2 to 3 on most cruises.
For the most part.
I've seen it go a little bit later, but that's usually what you're going to shoot for.
Yeah.
Know that you're going to carry it for about 2 to 3 hours.
So know your check-in time at the pier. If it's noon or 12:30, you are carrying your bags to lunch with you. You are not going to drop them off in your room to start with. You're taking them.
And also, when we're talking about the carry-ons and all of the things that you put into the carry-on, know that you're not going to get your luggage till 4 to 5, maybe 6. It's a lot later than you get your room. So anything that you might need even before that, carry on.
Again, that's why I said medicines. It's always good, your laptops, tablets, chargers, all that needs to be into your cruise carry-on, because you don't want to do.
You don't know what activities you're going to do on the cruise? That would be number 3.
Book them in advance if you can.
This is really important when you're starting to talk about some of the more popular cruises, some of the cruises that sell out months in advance. Um, One of the things we keep trying to do is Cabana at Castaway Cay. Try
It's
to
more
book
of the
it in.
shore excursion aspect of it. I think more what they're referring to is like if there's a Broadway show on board, like if you can book that in advance, do that in advance. Book your dining in advance. Those things are what they're referring to. Sorry.
No,
It
I
also
think
goes
it's
into
Cabana.
it also goes into shore excursions for sure. But I think that's more along the lines of what they're going for is the activities that you can do on the ship. Example, we're going on Royal Caribbean very soon on the Star of the Seas on her maiden voyage. And Flowrider, we could book that to do the surf simulation. We booked pickleball at sea because we've
Pickleball.
never done pickleball before. So we're gonna let's see. Dink, dink, dink.
Yeah, that
Sound
didn't
of the
work.
ball. Yeah, we'll see if that becomes a craze in our household or if we're glad we just tried it on a ship and that's it. So, but those type of things typically book as soon as you can when you see that they're available because they're not going to be available once you're on the ship normally. So sometimes they are. It's worth checking into because people cancel. So that's it. The other one is they say to watch for onboard credit deals. I will tell you again, travel agent hat. Um, that normally doesn't happen a whole lot of times, but your travel agent will be able to, hopefully, they're doing their job and they're watching for those for you so you don't have to. That is part of why you go with the travel agent. They're the ones that take care of those things so you don't have to. They watch for those deals. However, with that, it may not be an onboard credit that you get, but day one when you get on the ship on embarkation day, go to the spa. If that's something you are interested in, there are day one sail away type, not necessarily freebies, but sometimes they do drawings, but there's normally discounts and, savings that you can get that way. And that's something that only you would be able to do once you get on board the ship. So,
And I think that aligns with number 7 on the list.
yeah, what's number 7?
Number 7 on the list is explore the ship early. Because you talked about the spa. Also, any of the retailers will usually do a quick show you the goods. They
Well,
also,
most of them are closed when you're there. I mean, you're window shopping ahead of time.
yeah, you're window shopping, but they'll kind of show you what they have for the event. They also do any kind of port sales team will usually do here's what we're going to see at our first port, and they'll give you some giveaways there too. So
that's normally in like your navigator that will tell you when those are, but they're not like standing in the hallway saying do this, do that. But the other thing is, again, exploring your ship. Know where your dining is. Know where the main dining room is. Know where the coffee shop is. Know where your room is. How to get to front elevator, back
also
elevator.
the mustard station.
The muster.
Muster station. Mustard station.
Still muster.
It is a mustard station.
That you have to do immediately anyway, pretty much. So it's definitely knowing where those things are, very important. Find out where the kids club is if you have kids that you're sailing with, and again, make sure that they're comfortable, where they need to go, how they get a hold of you, those type of things. So very important. And also, with that, you can still go to some of those dining reservations if you weren't able to reserve a spot ahead of time. You can go to a certain spot on the ship. It tells you in your app as far as where you need to go to make those dining reservations or make changes to your dining
I always
reservations.
end up changing a lot of the
Yeah,
reservations.
you're really good at that, and I appreciate it. Oh no, sorry.
I end up going in and waiting. Usually it's on the Disney cruise. It's for Palo, making sure that we have the right alignment to days and repeat days, things like that.
Yeah, that way because we have rotational dining on Disney, we always like to make sure we go to each restaurant at least one time. So that way. But anyway, that's part of exploring the ship is knowing where, what, when, all that other good stuff. So one thing that within finding those things too is you want to make sure that obviously you're finding the best stateroom. That's normally done ahead of time. However,
number 8, I believe. No. 7. That would be number 7.
Oh, nuts.
But that's okay.
We'll keep it with that one. So number 7 is making sure that you find, nope, that's exploring the right ship. We're doing really well today. Number 5 is finding the right stateroom. We skipped a lot. Oh well. Sorry, folks.
this is this is great. This is awesome. Numbers are hard.
Numbers are hard, and this is why we're not so average. Oh well.
But it's because I brought 7 up, and I was already doing the math, and then you looked at the sheet. It's fine. This is why you don't use cue cards, and I do.
This is your fault. Anyways, finding the right stateroom. So first off, my recommendation, personal recommendation, not necessarily travel agent hat. My personal my personal experience says I want to be midship or I want to be near an elevator. Reason being, typically there's not as much movement in those areas of the ship as far as like if you get seasickness
it's very stable
or you're prone to that, which I am. It's a lot more stable. Think of it, this is again travel agent hat or when I sold cruises like daily. Like your elevators go up and down. They have a shaft, correct? They're in there. They're going only one way, up and or down. So that's stable and that's set. If you're really rocking back and forth, yes, the elevator can still go that direction, but you have something that is, I can't think of another word other than stable. Like,
I was looking to where you were going with it. Honestly, it was great. You were just,
go.
I'm on a tangent.
Yeah, whatever. This whole numbers thing really threw me off.
So what she's trying to say is usually with the elevator, it's more stabilized because of how it's set in the ship. And when you're rocking back and forth, you don't feel it as much if you're in that same center of gravity or center of force.
Science.
Science!
This is okay. This is fine. Anyways, now I don't even know where we are as far as that
I'd also
is.
say you don't want to be under or above the kids club directly because that gets
Not
a little
below
rough.
the kids club. Being
Not
above
below,
is fine.
not
Being,
above, I would say.
yeah,
You also don't want to be right below the pool
correct. Or the pool deck.
or the pool deck. Those are just personal
Yeah.
decisions on our part. I do love being near the spa as well.
Being near the spa is great. I also, being forward is sometimes a little bit nicer because everyone goes aft typically when you disembark the ship in ports. So it's kind of nice because those are normally like the busier elevators or like reverse of that. You know, everyone gets off forward. So, so having that kind of reverse spot makes things a little bit easier to get back and forth. Also, I don't like to be way up high. I prefer to be on like deck 8 or 9 because if I do have to walk, if the elevators are jammed or there's too many people,
Walk.
I'm aware of this. I will go up the flights of stairs and not have to worry about like waiting forever and ever for an elevator and squishing in with 30 other people.
Sometimes I like being next to the casino too because there's a lot going on and at night you can usually, if you've had a little too much to drink, you can make it to your room better that way.
Inside scoop, ladies and gentlemen. The other thing that they mention on here is saving money with shore excursions. Really, your best bet, we always recommend booking with the cruise directly. I know that's a controversial topic, but the reason why you book with the shore excursions with the cruise line directly is because they will not leave you. If they do leave you, which unfortunately has happened before recently in the news, they are the ones that are in charge of getting you back to that next port. Like, that is something that you are signing that contract and they're signing that contract with you, that they are taking care of that. And that's why. They know where you are because you're going on that shore excursion with their reputable, it's still a third party that you're going with. It's not a team member or whatnot from said cruise ship, but they know exactly where you are. If that tour operator has a delay or a snag or something happens, they notify the ship and you don't have to worry about that.
I would say there's a lot of up and coming tour operators that are guaranteeing that they'll get you back in time. And they're putting money and an SLA behind it too, which is really interesting to see.
What's an SLA?
Service level agreement.
Oh, okay, great.
That means that they're going to guarantee it.
Okay.
With money.
That was too smart for my noggin. Again, I can't number, so acronyms aren't any better right now.
This is great. But yeah, they'll guarantee that you'll get back to the ship on time. So
Correct.
we are seeing when we're looking at some of those, and we've used some of them
We have
too.
used some of them, and they're fantastic.
And
And
they
they're
are
great.
great. They were a good 10 to 20% cheaper than
Yes.
doing it on the boat. So
There was a few caveats to that though. Typically, when you're on the ship, you are meeting and getting off the ship together. Whereas this one's you're getting off the ship on your own. So if there's a tender port that you're having to get off the ship via a tender, you may have to wait a little bit longer because those that have tours through the cruise ship get off the ship first normally. So just know and be aware of those things. But again, your travel agent or travel advisor can assist you with those. I do have a few that are on listed on our website, outsidevacations.com, that you can take a look at and get some ideas for some different things. Yeah, I mean there's some good options, and a lot of them are pretty similar to what the cruise lines do offer. And like Eric said, a lot of times you can get them at a more reasonable rate. So
the next one is kind of a controversial one too,
what's that?
with the power adapters.
Yeah.
So this is check with your cruise ship first.
Correct.
There are some that will let you get away with adapters that are somewhat all right.
Like we have a plug that has a USB and a USB-C on the plug, so we'll take that with us. Have it in your carry-on. That is my only tip to that. If you have it in your checked luggage, they will check that and they will take it and confiscate it and leave you a note that says, by the way, we have an item. They don't tell you what that item is all the time. It's up to you to find that item. So
And some say you can have an extension cord, but only at a certain length,
and only a certain type
and
of
only a
extension.
certain type of extension cord. So you definitely want to look at your
Yep, look at your cruise
cruise
contract
contract.
and talk to your travel advisor, travel agent, and they can help kind of narrow some of those things down for you also. Because there's things that you can find on Amazon that
And
say,
definitely put it in your carry-on, to your
Yes.
point. If it's in your checked bag, it is gone. Just
Yeah.
consider it gone.
yeah, you can find a lot of things on Amazon that say cruise rated and cruise safe. Still, even with that, we've had things that have been taken from us that we get during disembarkation. Again, you have to go get it, or it just becomes part of the lost and found, or But
And I would say that if you're going to a different country, the current adapters
correct. I
are
maybe
really important.
That's what they're trying to like go with, but making sure you have from the European to an American, if that's your type of port, or vice versa. You have
Because that was really important when we went into the Mediterranean cruise, is having the right adapters for that
everything we
cruise.
needed.
Because they didn't have any
No, they did not.
US based adapters at all.
No.
So I'm glad that we did look ahead and kind of
Yeah.
bring those adapters with us.
And we
on the
travel
cruise.
with the CPAP, and so having like we do get that extension cord exception, but again, we have to have the medical note and have to let the ship know ahead of time, and then again, it is in our carry-on with that note that says we're allowed to have it. And to your point, also with that European cruise, we had to make sure we had the correct without an adapter because they don't want to have anything that possibly sparks. So our extension cord is a European extension cord that has on the end our USB and standard plug on it. So
just an aside to that with the CPAP. One of the things that I would always recommend, because I am the one that travels with the CPAP. If you have a water-based tank, request the distilled water ahead of time. They will provide it.
Most cruise lines will provide it.
Most cruise lines will provide it, and that helps with getting the actual extension cord
exception and stuff.
Sometimes they'll even set it all up in the room.
Yeah, it really, again, each cruise line is different, but it's worth you have to notify them ahead of time. That's the biggest thing with that. So the next one, which is kind of fun,
highly
recommend, is the old days are over. Let's just say that everything is on an app, and everybody has an app.
Every cruise line has an app. Some we could not use, like the MSC cruise in Europe.
In Europe, we could not use the app.
We were on the Navigator paperwork.
We were old school at that point.
We were doing old school.
But this one's Royal Caribbean's. We got our thing coming up there. It tells you what day it is. It tells you like you can book your activities and stuff on there. Like reach down the middle there. Yeah, and tap for hints and tips before we set sail. You can do your daily planner, you can do your calendar, you can do beverage packages, dining reservations. As you're going on the ship that day, that's how you're going to know what's happening. That's how you can make additional reservations. That's how you know if there's a wait in some cases. Always worth having, and download it before you get to the ship.
And very important because a lot of ships, and that's also where you would get your internet from on your device is
Correct.
through the app. Usually it'll be a link or something to that effect, but it is always usually through the app at some point.
Typically, yes. But having all that downloaded ahead of time, you can also do your online check-in with a lot of cruise lines on that app, which is really convenient. So when you get to the pier, you're done. It's going to take you less time to get on the ship than if you don't have any of that information done ahead of time. So
Also, when you start looking at some of the cruise ships that are much more technologically advanced, I think Disney's doing a great job with their app and bringing in games into the app too.
that's true.
Because you can actually play a whole game throughout the entire ship through the app and it keeps track of it. So it's really important to know which app, which cruise line, and really
Yeah.
what can you do with it. Because there's a lot of tips and tricks just around the apps on all of the
Well, and it
cruise
also
lines.
helps you get to learn your ship ahead of time, so you know once you get there and you're not completely deer in the headlights of which direction do I go. At least have a game plan. Okay, I'm going to embark the ship. We're getting on deck 3, or it looks like we're getting on at deck 3. I need to go up to deck 11 or deck 12 to go have dinner or go have lunch, whatever it is. Or the ice cream's on deck 11. Let's go.
Let's go.
Knowing those things ahead of time is always important. So,
Absolutely.
again, circles back to those other things.
And
the
then
very last one, which is super important, and the thing that I think we're not so great at.
I don't think a lot of people are great at it.
Yeah, but it's a two-parter. We have props.
Props are good.
Props are good. First is being sun safe. Go have your shades.
I go with a hat.
Let's go with cool towel. That's important.
I also have a cool towel.
SPF. We got the 50 and the 70. Remember to reapply it. That's the part that we're the worst at.
I roll with 100. I am,
Yes.
and I have the white skin
He has-
marks where you can actually see
Yeah.
the sunscreen
the
still.
full zinc to it. The other thing is take a water bottle with you. Put it in your cruise carry-on.
Great thing to have.
You can always, most cruise ships have the ability for you to refill your water bottle, so have that to stay hydrated. Keep it in your room if you need to. We talked
Yep.
about having bottles of water in our room before and how expensive that gets. But also, if you're not that type of thing, this is one option of hydration little tablets that you can put into your water, which help. There's Propel, there's Pedialyte, there's all sorts of options. You can take that on the ship with you.
And let me tell you about these stickers. I do not like stickers. Yet, somehow, this thermos, this bottle of water, drinking life water container, has all these stickers on it.
You love it.
I hate it.
You love it.
Why are there so many stickers?
Because they're amazing.
They're not amazing.
They're amazing. So, anyways, those were the 10 cruise tips. Let me recap since we went out of order in this. Number 1, arrive early to the port. Number 2, pack a cruise carry-on. Talked about that for sure. Number 3, book activities in advance. Number 4, watch for onboard credit deals.
Number 4.
You're killing me. Number 5, choosing the right stateroom. Number 6, power adapters. Number 7, exploring the ship early. Number 8, shore excursions. Number 9, the cruise lines app. And number 10, staying hydrated and sun safe. You can see none of this.
None of it. I just thought I'd do the board.
Well, if you're still here, thank you for sitting through this train wreck.
This was a train wreck. But hey, it's not your average show.
And that's what makes you not so average travelers. I'm so sorry. Anyway, hope everyone has a good day, and we'll catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.